Hey, what's up, everybody? We're doing some home renovations here at the uh Justin Studios. So I saw this guy Pizawell, Pizowell, Pizowell. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name, and I apologize. He's done this about 3 times, where he talks about like top 5 or top 10 movies that could use a Blu-ray or 4K or a better Blu-ray or 4K restoration. I'm gonna do the same thing, but here's the thing. Most choices that people list tend to be of the horror or tend to be of the horror genre. That's fine, but I'm gonna do more of my thing, which is like family films, kids films, and sex comedies. I do have two honorable mentions I'm going to say for horror films, so let's get to it. Um, I have most of these on DVD or even VHS. Coaster Kitty, not now, okay? What is it? Jump. You can jump. It's okay. Go. This is exciting television, folks. There you go. See? What are you looking for? Okay, whatever. I can't fix the lighting. I would if I could. Okay, so some of these are on they're in Blu-ray cases, but they're DVD. They're the DVD only, trust me. And I've got even more DVD only films, but um I'm going to do number 10. Spies Like Us. Yes, I know it's in one of those Warner double features with the movie Funny Farm, I believe, but I haven't seen Funny Farm, so I'm not willing to buy a double feature just for one movie if I haven't seen the other film. Um, this is an okay movie. It's the Dan Aykroyd Chevy Chase movie. Um, hmm, he wrote it, and the story's by him. So, this one that I'd probably give. Um, it could get its own 4K probably because Vacation has, Friends is getting it, and some other things have. So, I don't know if it'll be a Warner Home Video or a Warner Archive, but Spies Like Us, chances are it'll be a Warner Home Video. The next one, you could probably view it as a ripoff of American Pie, but in my opinion, it's a better version of American Pie. Because while it is a sex comedy, there are dirty jokes. Um, in my opinion, it's a lot smarter. It's a lot smarter and it's a lot funnier. It doesn't result in toilet jokes, and the drag part in this um is is done tasteful, and it's actually kind of funny. It's like one of my favorite lines is do you ever realize hurricanes are named after Greek names? Oh, I'm sorry. The movie is 100 Girls, and with Katherine Heigl and Jamie Presley, it's like that should be enough to. It's a Lionsgate film. Lionsgate tends. I don't. From what I've heard, Lionsgate doesn't license their film, so maybe that's probably the reason. And I think one was released direct to video, probably. So yeah, this is one that could use a Blu-ray release, maybe with a commentary. Um, I don't even know what else it could have. I'm sure it would do like you could do like a behind the scenes thing. Problem is, I can't name really a line one of the boutique labels that would do this because I don't know many boutique labels that offer non non horror um sex comedies like this. But yeah, 100 Girls. But anyway, one of my favorite lines is you ever realized hurricanes are named after Greek names? There's never a Hurricane Giuseppe or a Hurricane Jamal. One of them, it's a childhood favorite. I was able to print out a custom Blu-ray cover for it and put it in the case. Cameron Diaz, Christina Applegate, and Selma Blair in The Sweetest Thing. I know, what was it? Richard Roper panned it, I think. I don't think Ebert liked it much either, but hey, there's been tons of movies that they don't like that have gotten Blu-ray releases, and is trying to think, was it Sony or maybe it was a 20th Century Fox comedy? I can't remember, but that's one that, you know, just poured over the special features. It had a lot of special features on the DVD. The audio's getting darker. Dang it. I'm sorry, folks. I can't adjust the lighting. Trust me, I'm tried. Number 7. Now we're going to get into a kids' film. This is Disney's Gus, starring Tim Conway and Don Knotts and Ed Asner, I believe. It's a movie about a football playing mule. Just telling you it has Tim Conway in it and telling you it has Don Knotts in it, it's like, that should be enough to make you want to go check this movie out. It's very funny. The ending is pretty much like a precursor to Home Alone, with Tim Conway as one of like the wet bandits, and it's like they're going through a supermarket and stuff like that, and there's a part where the mule gets drunk or something. It's a pretty funny movie. Number 6, again, one of those double features, and I haven't seen the other one, so I'm not gonna buy it just for if it's a double feature and I hate the other film. I mean, that's why I don't have Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island on Blu-ray, because I refuse to have that direct-to-video return to in this household, especially without, if it had the bonus feature of Ghosts of the Ancient Astronauts, that would have been something else. But if it's just bare bones, it's like I'll just get the DVD and put it in a custom cover. Um, this one is owned by Mill. It was released by Mill Creek, and I think it was a Warner Brothers released film. And that is Wrongfully Accused. Kay just played this on TV, and I was like laughing, and I found it hilarious. So I just decided to check that out. Um, and I bought the DVD, but I think it was on the version I got was in one of those snap cases, so that's probably so that's why I put into this one. That's also why that was also the case with Spies Like Us. So, is Wrongfully Accused? Yeah, that's Warner Brothers film. So I've already listed two Warner Brothers films and a Lionsgate film. Number 5, this is a Disney movie, but it was originally 20th Century Fox. A lot of critics hated this movie. I don't know if it 100% deserves the hate. That is the Dolly Parton, Sylvester Stallone Rhinestone movie. I think the DVD is bare bones, if I remember correctly. Even if they just included a bonus feature of the final scene where sorry, I'm doing some side work, everybody. Where you're doing if they showed the dancing part at the end during the credits, if they were able to show that in full frame, that would be awesome. And really, you have Sylvester Stallone and you have Dolly Parton. Really, I'm not sure why. Maybe it's the music that's preventing it from being released, but I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's tons of Dolly Parton fans that would buy it in a heartbeat. Oh wow. You know what? No, I'll swap these two. Number 4 is one of my favorite movies. It's a kids movie, and this is something I love telling people about. This and the next one are movies I love telling people about these two movies. Um this I heard about it back in the spill.com review of it, and just listening to it was so hilarious that I re-listened to it immediately afterwards, and I made Kay and JJ listen to it, and I've shown both of them this movie. I've this is a movie I've shown my family relatives, and I tell complete strangers about. You gotta see this movie just because you have never seen a movie like it before or since, and that is The Oogie Loves in the Big Balloon Adventure. It originally came in one of those black cases, but I get a lot of these red cases, so I put the movies that are only available on DVD in these red cases just so I can identify. And at a convention, I have no idea why it does that. At a convention, I was able to meet Brad Jones, the cinema snob, and he asked, like, what do you want me to write on it? And or what how do you want me to sign it? And I'm very glad that he signed the case, not the cover. He signed I made him sign this. If you can see it, it says Justin, why do you own this? And that's Brad's signature. So thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Brad. This is I have no way to explain this movie other than you've never seen a movie like it before or since. It's interactive. It's got weird things to it. It has Christopher Lloyd plays a Mexican in this movie. You've got Chaz Palminteri kind of sounding like Andrew Dice Clay in a '50s sock hop. You've got you've got Tony Braxton playing a woman who loves roses but sneezes to them, and she sings a song called "Scratchy Sneezy Cough Cough." Um, if it has talking balloon it has talking balloons. It has a talking pillow. It has on does it show it right here? It had on right here you probably can't see, but right here there's a talking goldfish. Ooh, sounds like this. You've got it doesn't show it, but you've got a magic mirror. Oh, here's a better picture. You've got a magic mirror that has a southern accent that can that crosses her eyes. This movie has tons of music. It's interactive. You're encouraged to talk, dance, sing, blow kisses at the movie. Um, let's see who else. Cloris Leachman is in this movie. Rest in peace. Um, I think this movie deserves maybe like a behind the scenes thing or something. And I would love for a commentary by Matthew Diamond. And there's tons of critics out there that hate this movie. But even they admit you've got to see it to believe it. Smeghead. He said it's a piss bucket or puke bucket or whatever. But he also wants you to actually check this out. Brad, he has an Oogie Loves backpack. Why don't I have an Oogie Loves backpack? Oh, well. So this is a Lionsgate movie. Okay, so they'll probably never release this. It came out in 2012, so it missed the 10-year anniversary. Maybe it'll be released in 2032 or something, or 2027 or something. But yeah, it looks fine enough on DVD, but man, to see this craziness on Blu-ray would be even more awesome. And just to hear what went through the what went through this writer's mind, Ken Weiselman or Visselman. Yeah, I want a Ken Visselman commentary. I want to know what went through his mind when he made this movie. And apparently, one of the people the guy that played the vacuum cleaner right here, I think he said that he has some like weird stories about this movie. He said it was like a very weird movie, and he got that right. Um, Next up, number 3. This is honestly my number 1 movie. Probably one of my favorite movies. I love this movie. I love telling people about this movie. Um, Guys, girls, everyone in between. I love telling them this movie. I send them a bootleg link to watch it online. Um, from everyone that I've ever introduced this to, there's only been one critic who has outright said he hates the movie. Nicole is a nurturing, beautiful one. No, not Nicole. There's only one critic who doesn't like this movie. Maybe he thought I was talking about another movie, and that movie is Lady Terminator. First she mates, then she terminates. It is a real guilty pleasure. I love telling people about this movie. I don't show this to as many people or as many of my family members as I have Oogie Loves, because this movie's a little too extreme for many members of my family. Like, there's a lot of female nudity. I don't remember if there's a lot of swearing in it. I think the swearing might be maybe PG-13, but it is a very R-rated movie. There's blood, there's guts, there's nudity. Or no, there's not guts. There's blood, there's guns, and there's nudity. Barbara Ann Constable, I read on a YouTube comment that she says this is the worst film ever made. It's not. Terminator 3 is a worse version of this, and I mentioned that in my review. It's like not my Lady Terminator. I think I put that as the description for the video. I'm not sure. I don't know what this movie could use. I think the director is dead. The writer director is dead. Jaleel H2 Jaleel, aka Jaleel Jackson. But yeah, this movie needs like a fan commentary. This movie needs a Barbara Ann Constable commentary. Um, who's that other guy? Adam Stardust. I think he's willing to talk about this movie. It's an Indonesian mockbuster of the Terminator, but it's way more insane. It's far crazier. I've been begging Mondo Macabro, who released this on DVD, to release this movie on Blu-ray, and they said it's very tough. And from what I've heard from Brad Henderson, when this movie got brought up during a live stream, he said it's very complicated and expensive because you're dealing with transfers overseas. But he has done overseas movies. Like he's done like some what else? I think he's working on like some Korean movies or something right now. He's done some I think he's looking into like German musicals. Who knows? Maybe he might get into some Turkish films. So anyway, there you go. That's my top 10 DVDs that could use a Blu-ray upgrade. And now the next two are VHS movies that could use a Blu-ray upgrade, because I'm not one of those people where it's like the VHS version only and none others. It's like, no, I'll buy a DVD version if I can, but there are some movies that are stuck on VHS, and these movies, I don't know who could release these to because they're kids' films. So, I don't know, maybe yeah, I don't know. I can't think of anyone that would release this one. This one is oh, who owns who is oh god, I'm trying to um god, this is gonna bother me. Um the guy who released Pre-Hysteria, Charlie Band. Um it's a I forgot what his company is, but these two were released under Moonbeam Entertainment, I believe. And these two movies are Magic in the Mirror 1 and 2. So yeah, I'm putting these two because these movies are really weird. Foul Play is the lesser of the two movies, but it has a crazier cover, which I have the first one on VHS. I bought it shortly after I saw it, or I bought it a few years later, but I do own the movie on VHS. Foul Play, I'm still working on that one. Magic in the Mirror is basically kind of like the Wizard of Oz, except you go through a mirror portal. And the villain in this movie are anthropomorphic duck people that drink people tea, where they'll put you in like a container in like hot water, like tea, and then like I guess steam you, and then a little bit of tea comes out, and then they do like there's like very obvious green screen where they're doing like this or something, and it's clear, and they're supposed where they're like doing this kind of. I'm changing it just so you can see, but they're like essentially moving their hands like in front of themselves, but it's supposed to look like they're flying. um it kind of does like the Benny Hill thing where they speed up the footage kind of. And that's what happens in the first one. In the sequel, the ducks go into our world. I don't remember as many laughs because, usually when you go into the real world, it's not always as funny. But anyway, that's my thought. And the number one movie, really, it's the number one just because it is fascinating. I'm curious if there's like deleted scenes. A commentary would be awesome. A commentary, especially by critics that hate this movie, and it's a very well-known film. I own it on VHS. Yeah, I bought it because I was worried that people were going to destroy it, and I was right. And that movie is Nuki, 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 Nuki. I'm trying to think who owns the movie. Oh god, I'm trying to. Lars International, I think. I no idea who they are, and I don't even know if they got bought out or maybe I don't know. I've always thought like this would be one of those movies that it would be at the very least like Mondo Macabro would put it out on DVD, or Vinegar Syndrome would put it on DVD, or maybe even Shout Factory, or I don't know. I would have assumed somebody would have put this movie out on DVD at the least, or and especially Blu-ray. Maybe the owner just doesn't want to sell the rights. Maybe he's embarrassed. Maybe they can't find a good they can't find an original camera scan. Maybe that's my guess. And I promised you two horror films, so here they are. One of them is one of the few zombie movies I really enjoy. It's been released on VHS and it has a DVD release, but this it's another one of those like double features where it's like I could care less about one of them and I just want this movie. Um, and I would love for this to have like I this is one where I wanted to have like real subtitles just so I can kind of just so I can just so I can see what the original premise of this movie is. And that movie is Zombie 90 Extreme Pestilence. It's the Andreas Schnaas movie that has the that has the intentionally comedic dub where you've got one person who's like, um, after that plane crash, this place was full of special forces. You know what I'm saying? And the other guy's like, special forces. There's a special that Film Rise put out, hosted by John Bennell, sorry, called Special Forces. So every time he says Special Forces, it just makes me want to say Special Forces. So yeah, that's one where it's like I just want that movie, and I want it with an option to play the original audio and subtitle it, but also keep the comedic dub. And what the heck, do a commentary on the comedic dub. I want to know how they came up with some of that stuff. Like, just watch Snob's review of it. You'll get some of it. And the other one, this is one I want just because it's confusing to me. I don't get this movie. It's too, I, it doesn't give you an answer. It just leaves you confused. And there's a reason for that, and I can't imagine the original cut is better, but I want to see his cut of it, and it's a twofer. The Weekend It Lives, aka Axum. The Michael Mafume movie. I don't know if I hope he's alive. Maybe he can explain this. But yeah, the DVD that was put out by York Entertainment. First of all, not only does it not have anything in the way of special features, it's not even subtitled. But there's been it's very obviously been chopped up, and it was re-edited, and I think the original was supposed to be like a comedic horror movie, but then it was just edited down to just a slasher part. I can't imagine the movie is much better, but I think it might be a case of Halloween 6, the Curse of Michael Myers, aka the producer cut one, where the original version is very confusing, chopped up, and reduces character time. And then you see the producer's cut, and I haven't seen those Halloween movies. I haven't seen them, but from what I can gather, it is very different, where it shows a lot of it has an actual conclusion, it makes more sense. So I have to assume that Axum, aka The Weekend It Lives, might be like that. And if nothing else, I just want subtitles so I can understand half of it. So, wow, I've been going on for a long time. Jeez. Almost half an hour. So anyway, that's my list of, 13, 14 movies that are on VHS and DVD and deserve their own Blu-ray. There's other honorable mentions that I have, I'd like to see Super Size Me maybe get a Blu-ray. Rest in peace, Morgan Spurlock. What are some other movies? Jack Frost with Michael Keaton. I remember not hating that movie, so I'd like to see it on Blu-ray. I think the effects might look a little bit better. Again, that's a Warner Brothers film. That seems like it would be perfect for a December release, but what do I know? I'm just looking. The Blue Collar Miscongeniality. Again, I haven't seen the sequel. Maybe that'll be a future review, but I'd like to get the original on Blu-ray or 4K even, and I want it with the commentary. I don't know why why you can't port over the commentary. Why? I don't get it. I mean, WB, you're working with Sandra Bullock for Practical Magic. I'm not 100%. It might be a Warner Brothers film. I'm not sure. Maybe it might be a Sony Or a fox? I don't know now. Anyway, those are my picks. Those are my choices. Comment below. Coming up, I'm gonna do a top 10 TV shows that could use a Blu-ray release. Um, so yeah, sorry about the lighting and sorry about the format right now, but we're doing home renovations and I have to get something out for my loyal viewer. Okay, bye.